Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber. My name is Latori and I create fashion and fragrance content. So if you are interested in either of those things, please consider subscribing. So today I am back with another fragrance video and I'm going to be talking about some aquatic scents that would be perfect for the summer. So let's get right into it. I had mentioned in a few of my previous videos that I was on the hunt for an aquatic fragrance just because most of my collection I feel like is geared more towards the cooler weather. I love a lot of really heavy vanilla musky sort of fragrances that I feel like perform better in cold weather. And so I was looking for something more summertime appropriate, and I love aquatic scents, but I don't have any in my collection. So I was on Sephora one day browsing like I typically am, and I wasn't even necessarily looking for a fragrance, but I came across their fragrance sampler kits, or I don't know if it's a kit, but their fragrance sampler collections. And what they are is a collection of different scents, usually within the same scent family, and you can try them out. And the sampler kit, it comes with a scent certificate. So after you've tried all of the different fragrances within the kit, you can return to the store and you can redeem a full-size bottle, or either a full-size bottle or a travel size a spray of whatever scent you preferred or like the most. So I picked up one of the travel size spray kits, and it came with 5 different fragrances, and I paid $25 for this, which I think is a great deal. I've spent far more money on far less fragrances for just like the samples. So I think $25 was a great deal. And it comes in this little pouch, and the pouch is really cute. This is definitely something that you can reuse. And each of the scents come in just like the regular little sample things. And this is the scent certificate. So on the back, I'll do a close-up. You can select which one you prefer, then you will receive the travel size bottle. And so I think most of the travel size kits are about $25, and the full size kits, I think they typically retail for about $75. So you're paying more money, but when you turn in the scent certificate for the full-size bottles, you get a full-size fragrance, and $75 is a great deal for a full-size bottle. So I think it's definitely a great way to try different scents, which is what I was able to do. And so let's get into the different fragrances. I love this kit so much because surprisingly, each of the fragrances that came in this particular selection were all new to me. So I was really excited about that. And I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to grab, whichever one comes out. And the first one that I pulled out was Salt Air by the brand Skylar. And I have my notes back here. So Skylar, their Salt Air scent first came out in 2020. So this is the newest of all of the different scent selections that came in this particular sample set. And the brand Skylar is a clean, hypoallergenic, and cruelty-free brand. So if you are someone that likes to stay away from like chemicals and things like that, this would be a great one to try. And they describe it as a bare, beachy, breezy scent. And the fragrance notes are driftwood, sea salt, and seaweed. And I every time I get a new scent, I look on Fragrantica to see what they describe it as. And on there, it was categorized as a woody aquatic scent, and I feel like that is pretty accurate to how I felt it smelled. So I'm just gonna spray it on the card that it came with. And this is definitely very woody, but with it being very woody, it's extremely fresh. I love it. It's very, very much so aquatic and fresh. And to me, it doesn't have any lemon notes that I'm aware of, or any citrus notes that I'm aware of. but to me, I get like a hint of lemon when I smell this. And it just smells so wonderfully refreshing. Like, it's really beautiful. This, I definitely would buy like a full-size bottle of this. To me, that's another thing. This is just like a side note. Each of these scents are aquatic, in the aquatic family of fragrances, but they're all very different. So I appreciated that. And this is definitely a very good one. It is extremely, like, it is salty, but in the best possible way. It's very fresh, it's very light. It's not something that I think will be offensive to people. I think this would be great for work, especially if you're working in an office. This is something that would be very pleasant, and because it is hypoallergenic, I don't think it would be one of those scents that would cause people to have, you know, issues with allergies and things like that. This is very beautiful. I would definitely recommend this. The full-size bottle of this it retails for $78, which is a great price for a full-size bottle, especially considering the fact that it's a clean product. So that is Skylar's Salt Air, and yeah, I think it's really beautiful. I would definitely pay the $78 for the full-size bottle of this to have this in my collection. So the next scent that I pulled out of the bag is Clean Reserve's Rain. And I remember this one already without even having to spray it, because this one reminds me of a perfume that my aunt used to always wear. So to me, this is a very sentimental scent. This one came out in 2016, so I know it's not the one that she would wear, because I felt like she wore the same perfume my whole life, and that was definitely prior to 2016, but this smells very similar to whatever it was that she wore. I don't know what exactly her scent was, but this is very, it smells so good. I want to spray this one on actually. This one smells very good. It's fresh, but it has a hint of sweetness to it. Clean Reserve is also another sustainable clean brand, which I think is great. I love that so many different companies are focusing more on using or creating products that aren't harmful to us or the environment. I think that is the direction that more companies should go in. But back to this scent, like I said, this one is called Rain. When I smell this, it definitely smells not like when it's raining, but after the rain, when it's kind of dewy and fresh and everything is like clear and quiet outside. That's what this makes me think of. It kind of has like musky elements where it smells like fresh earth, and like grass and just like clean, clear air. Like, if that makes any sense at all, it's very, very refreshing. This is a unisex scent. I think it is something that men and women would enjoy wearing and smelling. I think it's very pleasant. It's not offensive at all. This one I wore, well, not just this one, all of them I wore for a few days just to see how they would wear. And this doesn't stay with you the longest as far as wear. I would say you get about maybe 4 or 5 hours with this, but it's so fresh and so pleasant. I wouldn't mind carrying this with me to respray so that I can have the scent with me all day. It's very, I would say of all of them, this is the most, I don't want to say the most masculine, but I think more men would enjoy this of all the scents, because there are a few different unisex scents that came with this kit, and I think this is the one that men would prefer the most if they were going to buy something like an aquatic scent for themselves. But that's not to say that women wouldn't also enjoy it, because like I said, it does have a sweet element that is very pleasant, but it's not overwhelming, and that's not like the star of this show, but it's something that's there. So for this one, there are just 3 notes that were on Fragrantica, and the top was bergamot, The middle was white florals and the bottom was patchouli. If this is not your first time tuning into one of my videos, you know that I am not a fan of white florals, but with this, because it's so earthy, to me it doesn't really smell floral at all. I think because they don't specify what the white florals are, if I had to guess, it would probably, one of them would probably be jasmine, just because to me that's the least offensive of the white florals. And it's much more subtle than the other white florals that are, you know, typically used. And it just all comes together really beautifully. I think the bergamot is very prominent, and even after the dry down, with it being the top note, that's still the most prominent. So I think that even though it says that there are white florals in there, they are blended so well that it's not something that kind of jumps out at you that in a way that most white florals typically do. This first came out in 2016, so it's been around for a little while, and it retails from the smallest. You can usually find like a travel size for about $33, and the full size bottle retails for $98, which isn't bad. I feel like that's on par for most scents, but $98 is still pretty affordable considering most full size bottles are usually around $150 or so for like designer type scents. So I would definitely recommend Rain by Clean Reserve. And just a spoiler, I would definitely recommend all of the scents. If I had to put them in order, I would say this is probably number, I don't know if I can put them in order because they're all really good for different reasons. So to me, this is a great everyday scent. This would be a great signature scent. This is great for day or night. This is just a really beautiful all around, everyday, any occasion type of thing. You're going to smell fresh. It's a unique scent, so it's something that will catch people's attention, but it's not going to be something that jumps out at them because the sillage isn't like this beast of a scent where it's going to, you know, fill a room or anything like that. But it's very pleasant, so if someone is in close proximity to you, they will notice it and they'll probably compliment you on your fragrance, but it's not something that has, you know, this grand projection. So I would definitely recommend it. The next scent that I pulled out is a classic in very many people's collection, and that is Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. And surprisingly, I had never smelled light blue. I remember my mom having this, but I did not remember at all what it smelled like. So I was really excited to try this. There are actually a few new flankers of this scent that have recently come out, so I'm very excited to smell those now that I've finally smelled the original. And this is the oldest scent of all of the different fragrances that were included in this collection, and this came out in 2001. And this is a super vibrant, almost like sparkling, effervescent, woody scent. I think of all of the scents that were included, this is one where the aquatic elements kind of take the backseat and the other notes are a little more prominent. So with this, the lemon notes that are in this are much more at the forefront. So that is what stands out to me when I first smell this. Even after it dries down, the lemon is very prominent to me, and I love that. I love citrus notes. I usually lean more towards orange citrus notes, but with this and another one of the fragrances that were included, have learned that I really enjoy lemon notes as well. So to me, this is, because it is the oldest or the one that has been around the longest, it's on the least or on the less expensive end. I see this a lot in like Marshalls, Ross, TJ Maxx, those sort of places, and it usually retails for about $45 for a full-size bottle. But if you're looking for it online, it'll be more expensive, usually about $60 or so. So just look around for this one if you're interested in it. So the notes for light blue are Sicilian lemon, apple, cedar, and bellflower, The middle notes are bamboo, jasmine, and white rose, so 2 more of those white florals. And the bottom notes are cedar, musk, and amber. So similar to the last one, white floral notes are included in this, but they are not as prominent, so it's blended really well. To me, what stands out the most, like I said, is the lemon element in this, and on the dry down it becomes a little more aquatic, but the lemon is still what I get the most. Because this is one that has been around for quite some time, I feel like it's a crowd pleaser. I just in reading reviews online didn't find very many people that had anything negative to say, other than it, it's a very popular scent. So if you are someone that likes to smell, different than everyone else, then you may not be interested in buying this for that reason. But as far as the fragrance itself is concerned, I think it's something that most people would enjoy. The projection for this, I would say, is moderate, as well as the sillage. And I would say you get about 6 hours of wear out of this without having to reapply if you are like a light to moderate sprayer. So I think most people are probably familiar with light blue. I'm the one that's late to the game with this one, but I would definitely buy this. I feel like because it has been around for some time, I definitely wouldn't buy this from like Sephora or something like that where it's retailing for like, $60+. I would definitely look around at like the discounted retailer stores where you can buy fragrance to see if you can pick this up. So that's what I'm going to do, just because if I can save $20 on a fragrance, then why not? So I'm definitely going to add this one to my collection just because it is so accessible and I really enjoy the scent. So the next fragrance that I pulled out of the bag is Sailing Day by Replica, and I actually don't have the actual scent with me, only because this is my favorite of all of the scents that were included in the kit. And so I actually have the little small bottle that was in here in one of my bags that I was wearing. So that should, give you some indication of how I feel about Sailing Day. To me, it's definitely on the more unique side. It's definitely a super, super aquatic scent. I feel like the aquatic notes are really prominent in this one, and so that's what I was really looking for. And this is just such a beautiful scent. Like when I smell this, it makes me think of like being at the beach, but not like one of those crowded family beaches where it's like a lot of stuff going on. This is like you're on vacation, but you went off on an excursion to like a private secluded beach where it's like you and maybe 3 or 4 other people, and you get to just lay out and relax and do whatever it is that you like to do at the beach. This is that. This is also another one of the unisex scents, and I think that this is something that both men and women would really enjoy to wear on themselves and to smell on someone else. It's very fresh. There are no like sweet elements to this. It's just extremely fresh and refreshing, and it just, to me, is very uplifting. I would say even with all of the aquatic elements, it has that thing that all of the Replica scents have. I don't know what exactly it is, but I feel like there's a signature, like a signature note within that entire line where if you smell it, you know that it's one of the Margiela scents. And I love that. I think it's really unique, and it's a note that I really enjoy. I can't quite put my finger on what exactly it is, but I've noticed with all of the other Replica scents that I have that they all have this one common thing that make them not smell the same, but it makes them like you can tell they're in the same family. And so that same thing is true for Sailing Day, and I really enjoy it. This one retails for $135, so it is the most expensive for the full-size bottle. The Replica scents, they only come in the full size or the travel size, so there aren't really many options for in between. So you're either going to pay between like $35, $45 for the travel, or you are going to pay the $135 for the full size. So I definitely want the full size bottle, even with the little scent certificate that they included. I'm probably going to use it for the travel size just so that I can keep it with me. But I also want the full size bottle. I just don't want to spend my money on it. If that makes sense, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but there are certain things that I just don't want to buy myself. And so since my birthday is right around the corner, I'm hoping if I mention it enough, someone will buy it for me. Who knows, we'll see. But if not, I would definitely buy this myself. And the notes for this one are aquatic accord, coriander, red seaweed essence, iris absolute, and amberwood. And this one first came out in 2017, so it's relatively new. It's categorized as a fresh aquatic scent, and I would definitely say that description is very true of the fragrance. For me, the wear time is not as great as I would like to be. Like, for me to be completely satisfied with a wear time or a fragrance's wear time, I would like to get at least 8 hours out of it. And maybe because it's just the little vial that it came in, it wasn't the easiest to get the fragrance out. It wasn't like this one where you can actually spray the bottle. It was more like this one where you have to get the fragrance out of the top. And so maybe it's because of how I was applying it that the fragrance wasn't lasting as long. So I will have to see if that changes when I do get the travel size, if the actual spray, you know, because it will be providing more of the fragrance, if it'll last longer, or if that's just, you know, how it is. But I do wish that the wear time was greater, but because of the actual fragrance itself is just so refreshing, I wouldn't mind, like I said, just carrying the travel size with me and reapplying as I need to throughout the day. And because it is such a fresh scent, it's not something that'll be overwhelming to anyone that may be around you if you are reapplying it throughout the day. So I really love Sailing Day by Replica. I know they have a few other aquatic scents within that family, so I'm interested to try those just to see how they compare. But so far, this is the scent that I enjoy the most out of this sampler kit. And the last fragrance that I'm going to be talking about today is Aqua de Joya by Giorgio Armani. And this is a really beautiful perfume. I have to say that I actually already bought the full size bottle. Well, not a full size. I think I bought a 1.7 ounce bottle of this just because I saw it on sale and I had to pick it up. So of course I enjoy this one as well. Like I said, I really love all of the scents that were included. I would buy each of them myself. So I really don't think you can go wrong, but I would still recommend trying them out just to see if you have a favorite, because everyone's nose is different. But this particular scent came out in 2010 and it is described as a floral aquatic scent. And again, to me, the floral notes just aren't as prominent for me when I smell Aqua de Joya, which means water of joy. The lemon is definitely the star of the show. Like, this to me, when I smell it, is giving like major yacht vibes. Like, this is something that you should be wearing on a yacht off of the Amalfi Coast, like just living your very best life, and it just makes you happy. Like, this is a very bright scent. This is also very like sparkly and effervescent, and it's just like uplifting. This is also another scent that is perfect for brunch. I actually got the full size bottle in time to wear out to brunch yesterday, and I feel like it performed very well. It lasted several hours. I was still able to smell it once I returned home, and it was still as bright and, I would say, and warm. This is the only the Clean Reserve Rain is a little slightly on like the warmer side, but not as warm as this one. This, to me, the florals are more prominent in this one, I have to admit, but the lemon is still the most prominent. But you still get this freshness that is just, it's kind of intoxicating. It's This one is not unisex. This one is very heavy on the white florals, which makes it very feminine. It's very pretty. This one I would say is, I think with all of the other scents, they would be a safe blind buy. This one, I think because the white florals are there, is one that you would probably want to try before you buy it. But it's very, very pretty. It's like a pretty, like, I would say like a pretty rich girl kind of scent. Like definitely someone that's very classic, very stylish, and I would recommend it. I mean, like I said, I think it's one that you should try before you buy it, especially before you commit to like a full-size bottle. But if it's something that you see out somewhere, definitely give it a spray to see how you enjoy it, because I personally think that it would be worth it. When you first spray it, the white florals are much more present, and then when it starts to dry down, you get more of the lemon and the aquatic elements, and that to me is when it's the most beautiful. So if you are also someone that isn't crazy about white florals, spray this and walk around with it before you decide how you feel about it, because when you initially spray it, those white florals are kind of they're gonna jump at you a little bit, but once it dries down, they kind of calm down and it's much more pleasant, and it mixes and all comes together very beautifully. So Acqua de Joya, it retails for about $60. So for this one, the top notes are Amalfi lemon and mint. The middle notes are jasmine, peony, and pink pepper. And the bottom notes are Virginia cedar and brown sugar, and one more white flower that I cannot pronounce, but will be included on the list of notes to the side of me. So that was Acqua de Joya. So that is the conclusion of this video. I would highly, highly recommend checking out the Sephora fragrance samplers. I think it's a great idea, especially if you are someone that loves fragrance and you want to, become acquainted with new things, or if you want to give someone a gift and you don't want to pick something that they don't like. This gives them a few options, and then they can go in with that scent certificate and pick whichever scent, is most suitable for them. So I would definitely check them out. I will leave each of the fragrances linked below if you are interested in buying any of them. And I will also link the sampler kit if it is available. I've noticed that since I've been on Sephora since I purchased it, it goes in and out of stock. So if they don't, I'll still link it below, but also check out your local Sephora store if it's not available online whenever you check out the link. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you have made it to this point. If you have not already, please subscribe. It definitely helps my channel out a lot, and I would love to have you as a part of my fragrance/fashion community. And that is it. So I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching.